2021. Let's hope that it's a lot more of a positive year than it was last year. So we'll be looking for men's fragrances that will have positive vibes, have optimistic vibes, have good vibes, and so this is the list for that. These fragrance recommendations, some of them you'll have never seen me talk about, but there will also be some mainstays, which is good. You want fragrances that I feel are consistent and strong. So yeah, let's waste no time, let's get into it. If you're looking for new fragrance aftershave cologne recommendations for you yourself as a man, and you want good, solid designer fragrances that are tested and proven, then this is the list for you. Let's get into it. So keeping this list really simple, we're just going to have 5 spring, summer, 5 autumn, winter. So we're going to start off with Prada's Iris Cedre. I was thinking of Prada Luna Rossa Carbon, but I know that I'm going to be speaking about that a lot this year anyway. But really go for this one. This is basically soft, wet shaving cream, very soapy, very clean, very, very cleanly, extremely cleanly. If you want to smell very clean, very soapy, then this is just going to be fantastic for you. So I'd really check it out. Second is Jean Valveido's Artisan Pure. Quite bitter actually, very, very lemony, very, very citrusy, quite spiky. It's a bit too much for some people. One person said that this smelled like a headache in a bottle. I think that's going too far, to be honest, but it's because it's very, very bright and it has some bitterness to it. It's pretty natural smelling, but if you love citruses and you like white florals with a little bit of wood, then this is for you. I'll tell you what this is like. This is a group of citrus fruits with some white florals in like a hay basket or something like that, and it's very spring, very summery. It's just very, very good. Allure Homme Edition Blanche. Quite an underrated fragrance, even though people do talk about it. This is very lemony, but it also has like a soft baked sponge smell, typical Chanel quality, and quite under the radar. It's really great, and not too many people wear it, so yeah, you should definitely check this one out. This next one is a new fragrance to this channel. This is Baldassarini Ultimate. Tell you what this smells like straight off the bat. It smells like Terre de Hermes, right? But it's been made by Acqua di Parma. So you get rid of the earthiness, you continue with the orange and a little bit of the woodiness of that, but then you brighten it up, give it a little bit of a musky wood, but you really sort of prioritise the citruses within that, and so it's lovely. And projection longevity is not bad either, and this fragrance is £25, and this is probably going to be on my top 10 spring list, and there aren't many £25 fragrances on my spring list or any of my seasonal lists, so this is done very, very well, and I totally recommend that you check it out. And my final spring-summer recommendation for 2021 for gentlemen is this. Is Acqua di Gio Profumo by, of course, Giorgio Armani. Yeah, it's basically a bona fide classic now. This is an aquatic fragrance, very, very stereotypical aquatic, but it's got some rosemary, sometimes some very herbal elements that give it a maturity and a confidence within it. Everybody loves this, gets tons of compliments, tons of positive feedback. Everybody talks about it, and it's still incredibly relevant. Check it out. So autumn and winter now, let's start with Toy Boy. Very rebellious fragrance. I did a review where I basically shared all of my thoughts, all of them that you could possibly want about this, but this is a rose, slightly incensey, but majority rosewood fragrance. Very unique, especially in the climate of fragrance right now. It's not for the faint of heart, and it's not a universal recommendation, but for people who are flamboyant and people who, well, maybe dress like myself, this is a perfect way to express yourself. Now I get to this fragrance, and my favourite thing about this fragrance is that every time I mention it, I get comments saying, "Oh, thank you for commenting about this. Thank you for talking about it." This is Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum Boisé. This is basically like Dolce & Gabbana The One EDP, but with a ton of iris and a lot more sweetness. So it's warming, it's woody, and it's congealed with that really quite heady iris, so it's fantastic. Projection longevity is good, but some people report that it's quite weak, so please be in mind of that. Yeah, it's fantastic. You probably already know my feelings about Hugo Boss, the scent Absolute. I've talked about it many times. But in summary, if you want the best bits of designer fragrances right now, all of the modern elements, without the over-the-top sweetness that's prevalent in a lot of them, then you should definitely check this out for the autumn months. And now we come to the harsh cold winter. The best designer for me really was Spicebomb Extreme last year, and I think that it's just going to be just as relevant this year. This had a resurgence of popularity last year, and it's because it's fantastic. Vanilla, cinnamon, tobacco. Very spicy, very warming, very Christmassy. This was the fragrance that I wore on Christmas Day. It's just fantastic, and if you're needing a new, striking, very high quality winter designer fragrance in your collection right now, you've got to look at this. And finally, 1 million Privé, which thankfully is not actually discontinued. But if you're having trouble finding this in retail stores, then just check out the official Paco Rabanne website. Wherever you are, they still have this greatly in stock. A honeyed tobacco with a lot of fruit and warmth. It's an incredibly inviting and compliment-getting designer fragrance. It's very warming, very cozy, and has that quintessential 1 million fruit that's very casual and very sociable. This is great for going out, partying, things of that nature, or you can just enjoy it at home on a very chilly autumnal day. Those are my men's fragrance recommendations, designer fragrance recommendations for 2021. Hope you enjoyed this video, hope you got something from it and some new ideas. Anyway, if you did enjoy it, then hit subscribe and like this video. Until I see you next on The Fragrance Frizz. Bye.